Day 12. Keeping His Ways. Wait on the Lord and keep His way, and He shall exalt you to inherit the land. Psalm 37:34. If we were longing to meet someone in particular, we would inquire about the places and the ways where that person may be found. When waiting on God, we need to be careful that we keep to His ways. Out of them, we can never expect to find Him. As the prophet said, "You meet him who rejoices and does righteousness, who remembers you in your ways." Isaiah 64:5. We may be sure that God is never and nowhere to be found but in His ways. And it is there, by the soul who seeks and patiently waits, that He most surely will be found. Wait on the Lord and keep His way, and He shall exalt you. Notice how close the connection is between the two parts of this injunction. Wait on the Lord, which involves worship and disposition, and keep His way, which involves walk and work. The outer life must be in harmony with the inner life. The inner life must provide the inspiration and the strength for the outer. God makes known His ways in His Word for our conduct and invites our confidence for His grace and help in our heart. If we do not keep His ways, our waiting on Him can bring no blessing. The full surrender in obedience to all His will is the secret of full access to all the blessings of His fellowship. These truths are spelled out in Psalm 37, which speaks of the evildoer who prospers in his way, yet calls on the believer not to fret. We may observe people who seem prosperous and happy, but who have forsaken God's ways. In comparison, we may see ourselves as struggling or suffering. We need to stop right there. We are in danger of first fretting at His disparity and then forsaking God's way to seek our prosperity in the path of the ungodly. We must do as the psalm says, rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked schemes to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Depart from evil and do good. For the Lord loves justice and does not forsake His saints. They are preserved forever. The law of his God is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. And then follows for the third time in the psalm, wait on the Lord and keep His way. Do what God asks you to do, and God will do more than you can ask Him to do. Do not give way to the fear, I cannot keep His ways. This will rob you of your confidence. It is true you lack the strength yet to keep all His ways, but take care to keep those for which you have received strength already. Surrender yourself willingly and trustingly to keep all God's ways in the strength that will come in waiting on Him. Present your whole being to God without reservation and without doubt. He will prove Himself God to you and work in you that which is pleasing in His sight through Jesus Christ. Keep His ways as you know them in the Word. Keep His ways as nature teaches them. Keep His ways in always doing what appears right. Keep His ways as the Holy Spirit suggests. If you are not willing to walk in His path, don't even think about waiting on God. However weak you may feel, only be willing, and God, who has worked in you to will give you the power to do. Wait on the Lord and keep His way. It may be that our awareness of some shortcoming in sin makes our text look more like a hindrance than a help in waiting on God. Let it not be so. Has it not been said more than once The very starting point of this waiting is utter and absolute impotence. Why then not come with everything evil you feel in yourself, every memory of unwillingness, unwatchfulness, unfaithfulness, anything that causes self-condemnation? Put your trust in God's omnipotence and find in waiting on God your deliverance. Your past failure has been due to only one thing. You tried to conquer and obey in your own strength. Come and bow before God until you learn that He alone is good, and He alone can work any good thing. Realize that in you, in all that nature can do, there is no true power. Be content to receive from God each moment the inner working of His mighty grace and life. And then waiting on God will become the renewal of your strength to run in His ways and not be weary, to walk in His paths and never faint. Isaiah 40:31. The verse, "Wait on the Lord and keep His way," will be command and promise in one. My soul, wait only on God.